It's a beautiful countryside with awesome landscapes. If something differently would be done to the Nigerian textile industries, that our youth will be employed. Many people that attend the church here can tell you.
Service in Oronsaye is in Benin.
We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the bank of River Niger in Jesu.
Benin, a place of history and mystery, an ancient township of living legacies, a city of memories and heritage. It is in the DNA of Benin that it will forever be in the full light of history, especially on matters of culture, royalty and military tactics. It remains a restless city, always in a flux, moving and changing all the time. The effects of these changes reverberated across the world. In all this, one thing is peculiar with Benin. Its fate is always tied with relationships with the outside world. It is a major driving force of its legacies. For Benin, in the course of its life, evolved a legacy of unparalleled civilization. I am having some beautiful reflections, and on closer reflection, I find that Nigeria is a treasure chest of civilization. Civilization that emanated mostly from its ancient empires and ancient kingdoms. I am in Benin, and I have a story to tell about some beautiful civilization that emanated out of this land. That is a triumph of military genius, and that is still giving people perspective on what it is to have defenses. Benin today is at the crossroads. This is an ancient kingdom that evolved a master class to elevate its people. In the modern day, those great ancestors of Benin will turn in their graves at the discretion of their remarkable achievement to save the city from its enemies. It is the story of the Benin earthworks, a defensive fortress of moats and walls, built first in the present-day Benin by Oba Ogola around the year 1280 AD, some 900 years ago.
The Benin people call it Iya. It's called city wall and moat because it's a continual earth structure built in the form of excavated earth, which is poured on the side of the city to form a wall, and then a ditch deep to protect the city against invaders. And the wall formed the wall, while the ditch formed the moat, and it's called city wall and moat.
Benin earthwork is a work of art. On authority of known research works on historical monuments and engineering feats, the world has never recorded anything like it.
We have had many researchers, like Professor Darling is an archaeologist. He came here in collaboration with Benin, National Museum Benin, the Benin State Government and some international body to conduct an archaeological research on the Benin artwork. What did they discover? The Benin artwork is the greatest earthwork ever known to man. They said that it's about 4 to 5 times greater, you understand, longer than the Great Wall of China, and more than 100 times in terms of the material resources that is used, or the material that was moved, more than 100 times greater than the Great Pyramid of Egypt.
Is the largest and the greatest work of any pre-mechanical civilization. It covers a distance of almost 10,000 miles or 16,000 kilometers. By the time it is stretched out, it can go around, it's 5 times longer than the Great Walls of China. It took more than 150,000 man-hours to create from records. And 37 million metric tons of earth was moved in the course of its creation, making it close to 6 times larger than the amount of material used in building the Great Pyramids of Giza.
This is an aerial perspective of these earthworks. The depth is the moat, and a wall is the height. Thick vegetation could not allow clearer insight of their true nature, but the earthwork is a trail, a vast continuous network of earth movement round the old Benin kingdom. At the heart of this earthwork is the defense of Benin City and its authority against external aggression. At those periods, when Oba Ogola built the moat 900 years ago, Benin was locked in expansionist wars. The moat proved a timely intervention.
You have enemies all around that were coming to Benin to attack Benin. One of them was the Akpanijakon of Udo, who was a warrior. He would come to Benin to launch some attack. So that was what really prompted Oba Ogola to construct this moat. I must tell you that since that time, no external aggressor, no external enemy really came to Benin. So Benin has never been a battleground since that time, like the 13th century until 1897. For a period of over 600 years.
One of the major wonders of this moat was its work statistics. It was a major engineering work before Iron Age was found in Benin and executed by engineers who never go to school.
It's the greatest survey done by any pre-mechanical civilization because it covers over 200 communities, delineating spheres of influence, actual areas of jurisdiction of these communities. Until today, it is used in judging boundary dispute. That's why the real name is Iyanuwu, the earthwork that is boundary.
One thing is particularly heartwarming about this earthwork. They are not a borrowed idea. They come straight from the military genius of the people of that era, a compelling accomplishment of no mean stature.
What is interesting is that the oral tradition now is corroborated by physical evidence on the ground. The stories that they were built first in the 13th century, that's around 12 AD, by Oba Ogola, then Oba Eware. We believe that they are true because there's no other way those things would have just come into existence. And the fact that they crisscross the inner city and the outer also shows that there was a pattern to it. It wasn't accidental, it wasn't something of nature, it wasn't something that they just met. It was done and it was for a purpose.
Yes, this earthwork is said to have been dug to a height of 60 feet off and 60 feet down, using wooden spades and baskets and executed through human labor. I tried to bring a real picture of the moat in close perspective. The one in Awosheni is still in its natural state. We trekked through mud and waste, through narrow paths and smelly wet environment to have a picture of it. There is a semblance of integrity in the height and depth of the earthworks in Awosheni. Climbing to the heights exactly gives me a fair idea of the logic of those moats. They are a trial on your stamina. You can't breathe. You can't walk straight. You can't have perspective of where you are going. That is only an upward climb. You don't even negotiate the 60 feet down yet. On top of the wall, thick vegetation is impeding a true picture of the moat. Do not be deceived, however, by this lush vegetation. Under is over 60 feet deep. It is a treacherous trench, not tampered by time. There was a little drama going down from this particular wall. It is a slippery journey down. A little slip can see me tumble to a heap of wet, smelly refuse. I can't